Gentlemen, truth be told, this video is long overdue. It probably should have been the first one in the series of uncomfortable grooming topics. But I'm a dude, and much like you, I don't think about things until sometimes they're too late, after the fact. Well, that is definitely the situation we got going on today. Well, what we're talking about is definitely going to save you some headaches because you don't have to listen to your significant other bitch at you for having pubes all over the place. Yeah, today we're talking about how to prepare to go bare. Now, maybe it's been a long winter and you've been hibernating and you really haven't manscaped, haven't kept up with it, but summer's here, whatever. Maybe it's the first time and you're actually gonna go bare or trim, take some of the length out of your chest, your groin, your crotch, your butt, whatever. It doesn't matter. You need to pre-think your grooming strategy, where you're actually going to be grooming, because you need to make sure that it's easy to clean up. Because as a guy, I gotta be honest, you're probably like me, the thought of actually breaking out a dustpan, pulling the mat up, sweeping, I could do without that. I would also like to paint another picture. Alright? You know what it feels like. You know how you feel when you go to a public restroom, you look down and you see pubes on the toilet seat? Yeah, it's not the most pleasant thing in the world. So here's a scenario. You got an overnight guest, right? You just got done manscaping, you're like, yeah boy, I'm smooth, I'm looking sharp. Well, everything goes well. They end up using your bathroom because at some point they need to. They're barefoot. They walk all over your carpet, the floor, whatever, they come back to bed. All of a sudden, you're getting freaky, right? You start massaging, caressing their feet, licking their and you get pubes in your mouth. They're yours, but it's still disgusting because you didn't take the proper precautions. Gentlemen, here's some solutions to handle the pube falling situation. Option 1, remove the bath mat, exposing the tile or ceramic floor. Do your manscaping, let the hair fall on the floor. The upside, it's really quick, very little prep time. The downside, you need to clean it up. Use a dustpan and a broom. The other downside to this method is that if you don't think about things ahead of time, you're in the bathroom, you're doing your business, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh crap, I need to clean this up. You're naked. Then what do? Do you grab a towel and make a mad dash to wherever this ends up being, if it's in the laundry room? So you gotta pre-think it. Bring the dustpan and broom in before you start scaping. Alright, option number 2 is laying something down on the ground, straddling it, and manscaping, letting the hair fall onto whatever you're standing on. Alright? Common options and ideas are towels. Now, the upside, it's quick, it's easy, and it's pretty big. All the hair generally will fall on this, but you gotta be careful when you're done. You gotta fold it up, nice and neat. Then you've actually gotta take it outside and give it a little bit of shake because you don't wanna just toss this in the hamper and have pubes hang. Not a good idea. Another idea is newspaper. You're like, yo, I already got a newspaper in the bathroom, I'm done with it, right? I'm just gonna lay it out, stand on it, do my manscaping, go about my business, wad it up, toss it in the trash. Yes, it does solve the disposal issue, but there is another issue, and that is newsprint on the bottom of your feet. Over time, you tracking that on the nice clean surface of your bathroom floor or the carpet outside of your bathroom is actually going to discolor it. How do I know that? From experience. And for those of you who are like, yo, I'll just stand still, it won't get, if you... Alright, my fingers are black from doing that. And when you're manscaping, it's like a methodical swiveling dance that you're doing, alright? Not a good option, but there is something that I would recommend, and that is paper towels. Now, before you get all Greenpeace on me and be like, you're wasting trees, and okay, I get it, I know, we're solving a problem, alright? You don't use this if you got an issue with it. Check it out. Roll it out to the desired size. Put it down. Boom, look at that. The one negative to paper towels is that they have a tendency to stick to your feet. And so when you're done, you gotta be careful to ease off of there, fold them up, and do not flush them in the toilet. It will clog the toilet. Put them in the trash. But it does solve the disposal issue. Option number 3, manscape your privates sitting on the toilet. Now, I gotta be honest, it does take a little lower body strength when you're on here straddling, trying to get all up in it. The lighting also a little bit tough to see because you're hunching. There are negatives to this. The upside is that all the hair, for the most part, falls into the toilet. You flush it, it's removed, nobody knows. But there is a tendency for little pubes to get caught on the toilet, in the toilet seat, up top on the rim. You gotta make sure that you take a piece of toilet paper or whatever, make sure you wipe out the toilet. But there is a better option, gentlemen. My manscaping location of choice is actually in the shower, or it could be in a tub, but the fact is you're in here. Before you turn the water on, you do your manscaping, the hair falls on the floor of the shower tub, and when you turn the water on, when you're finished, it gets washed down. Alright, but there is something to consider. If you're very hairy, and this is your first manscaping of the season, you may want to choose a different option. You don't want to have all that hair running down the drain. You don't want to risk clogging it, because it would be pretty embarrassing to have the whoever comes out to repair your pipes because you're big wadded up. They come out, they're like, oh, we found the problem. It's this big wad of black little tiny curly hairs. And you're like, it's my wife. So you're like, she's blonde, sir. And you're like, that would be rough. Explain that away. They know. Gentlemen, here's the deal. Manscaping, all right? You want to save yourself a lot of arguments with your significant other. Make sure to take the proper precautions before actually embarking on a manscaping routine. Make sure to do it in the shower or some other place where you can easily clean up the hair. Have fun.